Okay, it looks like we are live and about 2 minutes late. About 2 minutes late, official time. Let's see if I can find this broadcast, and hopefully the audio is okay so we won't have to reboot, because that would really be not good. So let's see what we've got. Looks like we're okay, and we've got 10 folks in already. Folks in on time, and I'm late, and so let's see if we got decent exposure today. A little bit of moire going on. There's a little bit of fine pattern in this Gitman Brothers shirt. I'm sorry, have to apologize for that. Unfortunately, a lot of these shirts were purchased prior to live streaming, and I didn't realize these fine little patterns would be an issue. Take a look at that pattern in that shirt. Really pretty nice. Oh, by the way, what's hiding underneath there? A little something hiding underneath. A little stunner hiding underneath the cuff. Okay, so we are live, and we're going to have some special guests coming in from California, Santa Barbara territory. We'll see how all that goes. Manjeet is in the house, and he says good evening. And Triforce Rich says sup all, and Durr's in the house. And we are almost going live. He was in prior to the start. Lance is in prior to the start as well. Stig was in prior to the start. Carlos was in as well at the official time, but I was late. Lance is in the house. And Carlos said hello to Lance. Triforce Rich is in the house. And hi, Carlos, servant and future owner of the Explorer. There you go. And Kyle is calling. Let me answer this call. Stand by, folks.
Oh yeah.
Let me get this full screen, and let me get my headset here.
Yeah, too. Okay, cool.
All right, we've got you all clear as can be.
Great. Can you hear us and everything?
I can hear you. Everything looks cool. Wow,
Okay.
I didn't know you'd be outdoors with the pottery. This is really cool.
Yes. So hold on one sec here.
Oh, look at that bracelet on that watch. That's a nice one. Okay. And
Yeah.
here's the man.
Okay, here he is. Yep. This is Jerry.
Okay.
Hi.
That
Glad
looks
to meet you.
that
This
looks
is
like a
Jerry
really
Fry on Ahe Drive in Santa Barbara.
really cool place. Absolutely. And Kyle, you can send me a complete description, and if he has a website link and all that, I can add to the description later. But this is really cool. So most of what you have, it looks like it's outside.
Yeah, the studio is kind of indoor, outdoor here in the Santa Barbara climate. I can work year round. If it rains, I have to bring things under the roof. But generally, if there's no rain, I can really spread out and use all of the space to work. This is my, I have 3 kilns. This is my medium-sized kiln right here, which we're unloading. And this is the latest new firing.
Okay. So they were just sitting in there just like that when you fired them? They weren't up on like little...
No, actually, before they fire, they look like this. This is how they are before they're fired.
Okay.
And then this color translates to this color once it's fired.
Well, that's gorgeous. Okay, but what I'm saying is they just sit just like that on those shelves when you fire them. There's no like...
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They can't touch each other.
So there's no like spacers underneath them. They can fire right on that.
No, they're fired right on the shelf.
Okay, and what is that shelf made of?
There's 2 kinds here. These are called silicon carbide shelves, and these are called high alumina shelves.
Okay.
And these are a lot heavier and thicker, less expensive. These are more expensive, and they're thinner and lighter.
So that would give you more room to work with if you use the thinner ones.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You can stack more of these in. Also, they're easier to hold and carry.
And it looks like you have some really heavy doors that you close when you fire that thing.
Yeah, the kiln is a door. And if you look down here, this is called a car kiln.
Okay.
And so the hole inside, once I bring down the front, the hole inside will roll out, and it's much easier to load and unload that way. So once
Oh.
I get the front unloaded, then I can pull the rest out onto these rails,
Oh,
and
very
then it's all
interesting.
standing right in front of me.
So it looks like it's pretty deep then.
Yeah, it is. This is a 27 cubic foot kiln, and it
So
goes pretty far back.
how many pieces would you have fired in that, do you think, at one time?
Well, quite a few. There's a lot of small things in this kiln. It all depends when I'm firing, but this kiln has a lot of small pieces, such as this.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of pieces. If I'm doing larger pieces, there's less pieces.
And now,
But
who generally made those pieces? Is it you, or is it and
yeah,
people
I
you
made
work?
them all.
You
I've
make
been
all of
making
them.
pottery in Santa Barbara for 46 years.
Okay, so you
I
don't.
went to UCSB, studied art. When I finished my degree, I just kept going.
So you don't have any apprentices or anything there
No,
working.
it's all pretty much a one-man operation.
Okay, wow.
And so I produced this pottery, and there's an art show in Santa Barbara that I sell at. I've been doing that 45 years. It's on the beach. But because of the virus, the show has been closed now for about 6 or 7 weeks.
Okay.
And so I haven't been able to display my work.
Wow.
But
Okay.
looking forward to the day this all ends and we can get back to normal.
Well, now, do you sell any of your pieces online?
Not too much. No,
Okay.
the art show absorbs almost all my work. And,
Okay.
I do some shipping. I've been in business so long that I have thousands of customers. So if they want something replaced or add to the set, then I can ship things to them by, they phone me and place an order. But I don't do much of an online business. That isn't really where I'm focused.
Now, how did you meet Kyle?
Kyle went to UCSB, and he used to come in and sweep up the studio, and he did my shipping for me when I needed pieces wrapped and everything. And so he just was and also just helped around the house, man Friday, basically.
And he's
when he went to school, it was a college job.
He's a good guy, right?
Yeah, he's family now.
There you go. There you go.
We've traveled to Thailand twice together.
That's right, we have.
Japan.
And Japan together too. Yeah.
Oh wow,
and Cambodia.
And Cambodia.
Oh wow, that is amazing. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
cool story.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Common interests though. I was doing wheel throwing in high school, so when I moved here, yeah, it was cool to know somebody local who was into the same thing.
And now, how far of a hike is it from Venice Beach up to there? How long did it take you to get there?
A couple hours driving. Okay. It's about 100 miles or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Can you give us a tour? Yeah, show us the rest. Yeah, show us the rest.
Here's Leslie's car, by the way, that we drove here in.
Super cool. Absolutely. That's the way to get there. That's a gorgeous place. I love the landscaping. I love that ivy on the wall there.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh, cool. Yeah, absolutely. You're in the right weather to be doing this kind of work.
Oh, yeah.
Now, all these pieces are ready to go in and be fired. Those ones.
Yeah, these pieces on this table are all glazed and ready to load in the kiln.
Okay.
And these pieces are all finished at various times. I make a lot of serving pieces. All the pieces are microwave, dishwasher safe, food safe.
Wow. Good.
And so I make them to be used every day.
Oh, excellent.
These pieces were fired in the past, but this is just a vase. I distorted it slightly. I make a lot of coffee mugs, a lot of microwavable coffee mugs.
Now is it
dish for the oven, a casserole?
Is it vase? Is it vase or vase?
What?
Is it vase or is it vase?
I say vase.
Okay.
But, I don't know. I guess that's a good question.
There you go. I figured I'd ask the expert.
Can you show back here, Paul?
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. You lead the way here, Jerry.
You got a good connection. Yeah, this is coming through clear.
Nice. Great.
This is where the pieces are produced.
Okay.
Yeah, both ways.
And now, is there?
Pieces are produced by wheels here.
Now, where do you source your clay and your materials that you work with? How do you source those?
It comes from Laguna Clay Company in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And so I buy the clay ready to go in bags, plastic bags, called plugs.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I make things. And then over here in these barrels here, this is where we soak the clay down to recycle it, the scrap clay.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And so, all the scrap clay, eventually these fill up and then it's taken out,
And you rework it.
On a area to dry out, and then I can reuse.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that is
And,
really neat. This is a working shop here. I like it. And so,
yeah, it's definitely a working shop. I've been, like I said, doing this for 45 years.
and this is your full time gig, right?
Yeah, more than full time. You pay for the autonomy of being self-employed by putting in extra hours.
Exactly.
It's more of a life.
But you have done some teaching too, right?
In the past, yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's how.
And I also have done a lot of corporate demonstrations. There's destination management companies in Santa Barbara that hire me to go and display and talk about my work, and when they have conventions and meetings. I've met a lot of people, Johnny Bench and all kinds of people doing that.
Wow.
But
Johnny was a heck of a catcher, I'll tell you.
Yeah, right. Not as big as you think he is in person.
Really? Okay.
No.
That's interesting.
But anyway, it's a full-time gig, and I'm very happy with it. I like being able to create something, bring beauty to the world, and something that people can use every day in their lives. And I probably have at least 25,000 people that are using my work. They're saying that they wrote an article in one of the papers about me here, and the author said that at any given second in time, someone somewhere in the world has their hand on one of my pieces.
Wow.
And I truly believe
Okay,
that.
so now how many pieces do you have in stock right now that are glazed, that are finished?
I have a lot because, as I said, the art show closed down.
Okay.
And so
I figured.
I haven't been able to sell it, so the inventory is pretty stocked right now.
Okay, so here we got it. Is Leslie there?
Yeah.
I am.
Okay, yes. Leslie, we got a challenge for you.
Okay.
I want you to find the coolest piece he's got of everything he has in stock. I want you to, and you all walk together, and I want you to look, and I want you to pick out the coolest piece that he has in stock right now, finished, ready to go.
And that means Kyle's getting it for her, I guess.
Well, that could happen. I mean, that's a downside to this.
We also should take just a moment, do the wrist check here for Jerry.
Yeah, what's he got on wrist there?
Omega.
Oh, cool.
D-Master.
Cool. Yeah, that can take a licking and keep on ticking. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, he needs a heavy duty piece like that with what he's doing. All right. So Leslie, let's see some pieces, and I want you to take your time, but pick out something really nice.
You'd always take a look at the.
We're putting the pressure on her.
Okay, can I take a
and show her around different pieces so that she can have a good selection to pick from.
Look at this kiln here.
Oh yeah. Okay. While you go choose, and we'll take a look at this. Yep.
This is called this kiln is called a bisque firing. And sorry about the noise. I got my gardener here.
No, that's okay. You're coming through good.
Anyway, this is called a bisque firing, where this is the preliminary firing that the pieces go through.
Okay.
And at this stage, they can be stacked. They can touch each other because they're not glazed.
Okay.
And so they come out of this firing after it's completed. They come out looking like this, kind of half fired.
Oh, okay.
Like this. And then the glazes are applied. It's put back in the kiln for the glaze firing, like the one over there.
Yeah.
And then fired.
Now, what is the purpose of that? Why do you have to do two stages like that?
Because to have the glaze and the clay shrink at different rates. And so this pre-shrinks the clay so that when you apply the glaze will fit it. Otherwise, the glaze, it's called crawling. It'll pull off the piece.
Interesting. Okay.
So you have to bisque it first. And also it makes it easier to handle. Like, if it wasn't fired, I couldn't pick it up like this. It would just break off in my hand.
I'm with you.
And so, but mainly it's the fit. Some potters do once firing. They just have glazes that are designed to fit the unfired pottery, and they can glaze it just before it's bisque fired. But I've never worked like that.
Okay.
There aren't that many glazes that work that way.
Okay.
But anyway, this is what the glazes look like, uh, just in the raw state. They're just buckets of minerals, basically, suspended in water. And in this kiln here.
And now, when you put that glaze on, is you just kind of paint it on, or you dip it in it, or how do you?
Dipping and pouring.
So you dip it in there.
Very little painting.
So you get it good and wet with this glaze, and then you put it in there, and then it does its thing.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Interesting.
This kiln here is the granddaddy.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 50 cubic foot kiln.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's a car kiln. And you can see this was a piece that was fired a while back, a large serving platter.
Mm-hmm.
And I call it the crackle glaze. It reminds me of primitive art.
And now, basically, unless somebody drops and breaks one of these things, they basically last forever, right?
Yeah, and even if they drop and break it, the shards will last forever. They will never decompose.
Yeah.
And
wow.
So
interesting.
That's a fulfilling part of the work that I do, because I know that 1,000 years from now, someone's going to dig up my pottery and see this JK, and they might know who did it.
Well, there you go. And is that on the bottom of every? Is that on the bottom of every piece?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I sign. I mean, sometimes I miss things, but it's pretty much signed. Everything.
Gotcha. Interesting.
This is a nice eating bowl. Good for your cereal, chili, whatever.
Absolutely. Now, does food taste better eating it out of one of these pieces?
That's a subjective question. A lot of chefs always say the presentation is very important to the overall effect of the food. So
sure.
I think, eating off of a good example is because restaurants are closed in Santa Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, Kyle went out and got to-go food, and it all came in a plastic container, and we ate off plastic.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just a joke, because because the whole focus of my work is something that'll last forever. You can use it for the next 50 years, and that plastic filled up a bag this big and got dropped in my trash.
Yeah, and unfortunately, wherever it ends up, it might last a long time too. Unfortunately,
that's true. But it won't last. It won't last as long as this.
Yeah, it won't last as long as that. No.
No. And
cool.
This isn't going to poison you, even in a landfill. It's not. It's inert. The plastic's going to break down, and who knows what kind of genetic mutations that's going to make in 200 years.
Exactly.
So, I mean, we could get into a pretty big discussion, but as you can see, I truly believe in what I'm doing. It's
super cool. It's super cool.
And, I don't need to work every single day, but I do, because that's what I believe in.
Yeah, well, why not? If you love it, do it. That's the best occupation to have, is something you enjoy doing and you're good at it. And,
the Chinese proverb about if you love the work you do, you never work a day in your life.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, and especially if people appreciate it, and I'm sure your clients do.
Yeah, I do.
Let's see what
that would make you cry about this work.
Okay, so
let's see what
everybody from the founder of Motley Crue to the general manager of the Chicago Cubs owns it. It gets around.
Oh, cool! Super cool.
Okay, so I think Leslie's.
Let's see what she's found.
May have made her final selection.
Let's see what she's got.
Okay. Oh, she likes these. There's a set of cups here.
Okay, all right.
Tumblers.
All right, there's a set of them?
There is a set of them here,
okay, yeah. I see that, okay. Now, I saw something else there on that, back up a little bit.
Yep.
That piece there to the right, to the right, that blue, that bowl with the blue on it, that's kind of interesting.
Very nice, yeah.
That's kind of interesting. Okay, so, but you like that set. What was your runner-up, Leslie? If you didn't pick the set, what would you have picked? What was second place?
I was actually going to pick up another set right here.
Okay, you're into the sets. Okay,
I'm into sets, yeah.
Okay, cool. So that is gorgeous. So you would use that for entertaining, right? Mm-hmm. And what would you serve people in that?
Cold water and coffee, maybe.
Okay. Wow. Oh, wow. There's 4 of them. Okay.
Mhm.
That is nice. Okay, so what was your third choice? If you didn't pick one of those 2 sets, what was next on your?
I like these small ones. These are cute.
Leslie's into the sets.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now how come they don't quite match though? All of them, they're a little bit different. I guess he did that on
No.
purpose. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, those cups in particular, I make for a restaurant at the Santa Barbara Inn Hotel called Convivo.
Okay.
And they use those cups. I probably made them since they've been open. I probably made them 500 of those cups.
Wow.
And everybody who sits down gets one of those cups filled with heirloom tomatoes or something like that with a dip,
Okay.
just to start the meal. And they
Wow.
use them for all kinds of things in the restaurant.
Oh, very
And
nice.
they have to be sort of sized so they're about the same portion.
Yeah.
But as far as just the subtle differences in color, that just comes from the way they fire in the kiln.
And
where
that
they're placed.
yeah, and that gives them more variety too. That's cool.
Yeah.
For
The
that.
chef is Peter McNee, and he likes variety. He, handmade work in restaurants these days is becoming more and more popular.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that set that Leslie picked, that first set that she picked, her number 1 set there.
Actually, that's an ordered set. This one is sitting here because of the virus. Some people have delayed picking up orders, and so that one's been sitting here waiting for the people to pass through town.
Oh, okay. So we can't get that one for you, Leslie. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
We'll figure out.
You're
Got a lot of
you're
stuff
gonna
where
have to
there's a
pick
whole-
out another set. Now you have more finished items than this. Are there any others she can look at?
Oh, I've got them everywhere, but it's too much
Everywhere.
trouble to pull them all
Pick
out. We're
just-
going to pull out that whole kiln in a couple of hours this afternoon.
The finished kiln.
And,
Okay.
So once the kiln's pulled out, there'll be a couple of hundred pieces scattered everywhere.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you
We'll
what,
do that.
Kyle. What you can do is you can, when you finally find the piece that you're going to get for her, you can take a picture of the 3 of you all together with it.
Sounds
And-
good. I will.
And
Okay.
send it
I'll shoot it over to you.
and send it to me, and I'll change the thumbnail for the video to that picture.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And definitely.
You had to like the street name,
Oh yeah, I did. The quarantine.
right? Yeah.
Quarantine. But you
That's
guys,
the reason I thought that.
it looks like you guys aren't quarantined. You guys are out there making things happen. That's good. That's good.
Yep.
All right. Well,
All right.
any closing thoughts before we wrap up your call?
I don't really have anything more. I think you've seen it pretty much, the studio.
Well, I think it's fantastic. How much property do you have there?
About 2/3 of an acre. It's in a beautiful area of Santa Barbara called Hope Ranch
Do,
Annex.
do you have room if I'm in town? Do you have
Yeah,
room?
go ahead and shoot it out.
You-
We're trimming the hedge today. It's a big
Is
job.
there, Kyle? Is there any room there where I could park my motor coach when I swing by?
Maybe, yeah,
Okay.
probably.
Okay. All right.
Let us know when you're coming to town.
I have a big driveway.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, this looks fantastic. It's a gorgeous place. I love the trees. I love the hedge there. I mean, it's just
Yep.
beautiful, beautiful spread you have there. What a way to go. I mean, you've got it all put together. Well, thank you
Well, I
all.
hope so.
Yeah. Thank you all for calling in. And there's the
You guys are
there's a
final shot of
Rolex Air
Air
King.
King here.
Cool. Absolutely cool.
All right.
All right. Carry on, everybody.
Signing off.
Take care. Take care. Thanks for calling in. Just
All
like
right.
that, folks. Just like that. Live from Santa Barbara. And you guys can call in too. All right. That was a cool visit. I hope you guys enjoyed that. You know, sometimes we got to talk about something different than watches occasionally. So I hope you guys enjoyed that visit. Let's see. Let me catch up on comments. Comments are not that many here, Craig. Unfortunately, I cannot see the spark of motivation in Lance. Okay. Kyle. Okay. Hello, Chip. I'm going to Santa Barbara, California today. Our wags. Well, there you go. That's interesting. Small world. David says, hi, Craig, and all greetings from now partially open Nevada. Well, do tell. Do let us know what the status is in Nevada. What's open? And let's see. R. Wag says, hi, Carlos and friend. When the moon hits the sky like a big pizza pie. There you go. Durr in the house. Let's see. And Carlos is in the house, said hello to David. And everybody's just saying hello back and forth there. I'm just trying to catch up on the comments here. Keep opening your great city, David Williams. There you go. Okay, good stuff. Looks like my kids' pottery collection, says Steve. I like that style, our wags. Hope all is well across the pond. Thanks for taking us to Santa Barbara today. There you go. We know what happens in Thailand. Watch out for lady boys. Uh-oh. Craig, we need to get his info to support small business. Yeah, hopefully Kyle will email me all that information and I'll add it to the video description. But it doesn't sound like he does a lot of business with shipping, and I asked him specifically about does he sell them on a website, and he doesn't really get into that. So, but yeah, maybe he'll make an exception for some of our subscribers. And Carlos says, nice car. Yes, it was. Beautiful day in Santa Barbara. Looks just like here, only cooler, says David. But can he make a Rolex out of clay? That's a good question. Stig's in the house. Our Wags, thank you. I'm fine here. But it's a crazy world. The police force are watching the people and give tickets if you're more than 10 gathered and eating ice cream. Let's see. I like the dark plate. Carlos, this is cool. Carlos by one. Okay. I like my donuts glazed, says Durr. I hear you about the glazed donuts. I'll take a chocolate with chocolate glazed and sprinkles, please. There you go. My favorite Dunkin' Donut back in the day, back when they used to cook them at the Dunkin' Donut location, was the toasted coconut. Those were fantastic. And I also liked the cinnamon. And, of course, the honey dip, the glazed. And even the original Dunkin' Donut with the handle on it, those were the days back when they used to actually cook them right there at the location. Now they do that at very few locations anymore. So there's that. Lance is in the house. Do you have any pottery at home? He's asking Carlos, and Carlos says yes, of course he does. And the Frederick County News reporter, like reporting folks from the Anchor, California, whatever that all means. So yeah, I'll take sugar, honey, glaze, 2, please. There you go. Great camera work, Kyle. Yeah, Kyle is doing a good job in the field. Very good job in the field. And Triforce Rich, asked him if he can make a pottery version of his mustache. Great report, says Carlos. Wasn't my cup of tea, but I appreciate Kyle's effort and the variety. Triforce Rich. I'm sure others enjoyed it. Craig, is there any vids of your motor coach? Yes, I've got them on the channel here. Just search Bluebird. You can also search FC31. That was the model number. F as in Frank, C as in Charlie, FC31. I've got a couple videos. And I've got a bunch of photos on my Flickr of the motor coach. It was a good one. I'm between coaches right now, though. I'm looking for a Prevost. And I don't really need one right now because I'm not traveling right now. But at some point, I'll get another one. Let's see. SB is a great place. Enjoy getting out there 3 to 6 times a year, says David. Good. Cool. How far is Santa Barbara from LA? Yeah, I think we addressed that. He was about a 2-hour drive from where he was, Venice Beach. Let's see. Craig, not much to tell yet. Restaurants and retail open this week. Getting a haircut Tuesday. Have to wear face covering. Oh, my goodness. That's unbelievable. Triforce Rich, Craig, what do you think of the breaking news that GS revenue is being used to fund Japan's mobile suit Gundam project. If Japan builds one, they will become the world's controlling power. I don't know what all that is. Not sure what you're talking about there. Okay, all right. So, David, I hope you're still in the house because I want you to take a look at a couple of photos here. Took some macro photos of the strap on my stunner. Took some macro photos. And I swear I don't see the pores on here. Here are a couple of photos here. There's one, and I think the next one will be a little bit better. It looks a little dark on this, darn it. It looks a little dark on this monitor for some reason. But anyway, these are on my Flickr. Now, see these little places right here? Like right there? I don't think that's one of those pores, because the pore is supposed to be like a round hole. It's supposed to be a tiny round hole where the hair actually came out. And I'm not sure that's what that is. But that, you can see that scale pretty clearly, and I don't see a little round hole in there. So I'm kind of curious what yours look like, David. If you could actually see a little round hole that looked like it was from a hair, because that's what the crocodiles have, is that little hair coming out. Let's see what else I got going on here. David Wood. Okay, so that, I'll tell you, we put the kibosh on a lot of the viewers. A lot of viewers didn't want to stick around for the pottery tour. I thought it was very fascinating. I guess a lot of watch people don't have very broad interests. If it ain't watches, they don't want to hear about it, right? So there's some watches. There's a couple of stunners. Let's look and see if we can get the if I cut the light, let's see if we can get the loom here to glow a little bit. Are you ready for this? Ready for some loom? There's a little bit of loom showing up. You see that? Little bit of loom. Okay. All right, and Lance says he sent a photo. Oh, good Lord. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got in the photos. Oh my gosh, that's an ugly watch. Yeah, that's an ugly one. Yep. No, don't like the case design. No, I would pass on that. I wouldn't wear that watch, and I don't buy watches that I wouldn't wear. Let's see. You would indeed see a hole. I saw holes on mine with loop, yes. Did you see it in that picture I just showed, David? Let's go back. And let me try to zoom in. I'm gonna zoom in on this thing even more. Give me a second, and I'll cut to this. Okay, so I'm going to say view all sizes. I'm going to say extra large. This is really going to get in tight on this. This thing will load in. Give me a second and I'll cut to this. Okay. All right, so that's a close-up of that area that could be a pore right there. But see, the pictures that I saw on the Louisiana website it was more like just a straight-up round hole. It didn't have all these cracks and occlusions around it. It didn't have that kind of a look to it. And it's supposed to be on the upper part of the scale. Here's a scale here. That one's too dark. And this one's out of focus. So let me go back here and see. Let's go to this size here. That other one was probably too large. Go to this one here and see what we've got. Okay, so see, again, that does not look like a nice clean round hole where hair would have come through it. And that's the closest I can get to what looks like it might be the pore. So anyway, I sent these photos to the folks in Louisiana, and hopefully they'll look at them and they'll be able to make a determination. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. Craig, it's not just about watches, haha, but pottery just isn't my cup of tea. But I stuck around out of respect any other channel, and I'd have fallen asleep. Well, it's not about the pottery. It's about the people. You know, the people. There's more to it than pottery, folks. So there's that. Let's see. The poor 005 is like a player just waiting to get cut. The 005 has not had any wrist time recently. It hasn't. It has had 0 wrist time since I picked up the 002 Stunner. Oh, by the way, somebody asked me about wearing dress shirts like this with like khakis or jeans or something like that, and they asked me about rolling the sleeves up. So I'm going to go do a demonstration right now on rolling up the sleeves, and why I do it a lot. I do it often. Anytime the weather's a little bit warm or whatever, I mean, I'll roll sleeves up on a shirt like this and wear it with like khakis, or you can even wear it with blue jeans if you wanted to. I would prefer wearing it with khakis, but we'll show that too. Craig, is the 002 strap calfskin? No, this one is either alligator or crocodile, and we're trying to determine which. Now, it's lined, I believe, with calfskin, but no, it's alligator or crocodile. They say crocodile on the website, but I think it might be alligator, but it might be some kind of croc, and I'm just not seeing the pores. I would not trust the future of humanity to a gay robot like that, whatever that means. No, I do not see them on yours. Based on my experience with my strap, you have to use a loop in person to see the holes live up close. Interesting. Doesn't matter, Carlos. Trump is working on his Gundam. What is Gundam? I'm not hip. What is that? How's Trumpy Bear? Carlos. I hope GS doesn't go with ceramic bezels on their luxury divers. That lacquer has depth and shine that ceramic can't match. Well, and also it won't shatter. It won't shatter like ceramic will. For a tool watch, it's not a good idea to have ceramic. You bump that against some rock or something, it's going to shatter. I would trust in a mega Trumpy Bear. Lance, the 002 strap is Democrat skin, really soft in every sense of the word. Triforce Rich, look up mobile suit Gundam divers city, Craig. It'll be able to release and counter any nuclear arsenal and destroy any modern army. Okay. Let's see. Put a smile on me every time I see it. Okay. Whatever that is. I like that Seiko. By the way, Lance, I like that Seiko Triforce Rich. Oh my gosh, please, people, don't encourage him to buy an ugly watch. So it's funny that it has an American flag as a cape. David Williams, Craig, you should sell the 005. You will not wear it. At this point, it's a prop for the camera. Yeah, I mean, the poor thing, I mean, it really is being neglected. It just really, I didn't even dust it off this time for the show. I didn't even wipe off the crystal. It's being treated like a redheaded stepchild. The poor 005. That's what happens when you get an 002. It just, sidelines the other pieces. So, okay, so this is how you do it. It's not rocket science, folks. You just unbutton this one. Go ahead and unbutton this one. Right? Easier said than done. This one's kind of tight on this shirt. But I will get it. There we go. Okay. Now, what I do is I would do one like this. All right? I do another one, and I straighten it. Straighten it nice and straight here, like this. It's a technique to this, right? And then we do one more. One more. And again, you want to get it nice and straight if you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but get it straight like that. Okay, and then just kind of go like this to make sure it's all the way it needs to be. And there you go. You got a rolled up sleeve that looks decent. It allows you to do what you need to do even better, right? The cuff doesn't get in the way, and if it's hotter weather, it's a little bit cooler. And of course, it now fully exposes the stunner, which I think the stunner looks great in this type of an application. I think that's fine. And so, of course, you would do it with both sleeves. We'll do it with this one, too. And again, just to show you exactly how I'm doing this. These are the kind of things that you learn on this channel, right? All right. See how I'm doing that? Straighten that out nice and straight all the way around. Nice and flat. And then do it one more time. Do it just like that. And I have to get it nice and smooth like this and flat because my forearms are fairly large. So if I don't do that, smooth it all out, it'll be a little bit too tight. But as it is right now, it's fine because this is a very full shirt anyway, which you get an expensive shirt, it's going to be cut with plenty of fabric in it. So you can do this sort of thing, right? If you get a cheapo garbage shirt, it won't have enough fabric in it probably to do this, unless you have real small arms. Then you'll be able to do it either way. Like if you're a troll in your mom's basement and you have real small arms, but like a real big gut, you know, like you're a little bit like this, then that might work for the trolls. So let's see here. Your excitement with wearing the 002 is completely understandable, says David. There you go. Craig, maybe if you throw a price out there for the 005, someone might buy it. I think you should keep it, though. Everyone needs a quartz stunner. Yeah, I'm not actively trying to sell it, but if a subscriber were to contact me with a reasonable offer, then I would be tempted. But no, I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to sell it cheap, but I would be reasonable if a subscriber wanted it, but I'm not going to advertise it or anything like that. Let's see. Craig should look it up to educate the audience. Mobile, that's okay. You send me a link. If you want to send me a link in the email, I'll pull it up, but I'm not going to Google it here live on the channel. Let's see here. What else do we have? What watch is on the wrist? Watch Doctor. Everybody share. Here's what I've got on my wrist. The 002 Stunner. It's dusty. Let me dust it off. Oh, I've got a microfiber cloth here. Dust this thing off. It's got a lot of dust on it. See if I can get a shot there. And there's that deployant clasp. Okay. So, yeah, that's what's on my wrist. You guys can share what's on your wrists. Let's see here. How's the quarantine plan in Maryland? Nobody really knows. I don't even know if they really have a plan. Our governor, he's a Republican governor, but he acts more like a Democrat. This is pretty much a blue state. This is a Democrat state. And so he kind of has to act like a Democrat in order to stay governor, right? So, yeah, I mean, I don't think they have a plan. I think they want to keep things locked down as long as they possibly can. I think they want to trickle and let a few businesses here and there open and just do it very, very slow. And it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible here what they've done to destroy the small businesses. Of course, it's terrible what they've done all over the country to destroy the business community. And what the media has done is it's reprehensible what they've done, scaring everybody about this thing, and you know, just basically bringing our economy to a screeching halt. I mean, it's just absolutely terrible. And it's hurting the people that can least afford to be hurt, right? It's It's not hurting those that are financially set and that are in good financial shape. It's not hurting them. It's hurting the people that can least afford to lose their jobs and to have their businesses shut down and so on and so forth. Those are the people that it's really hurting. But anyway, we'll move on from that. Craig, what is the worst type of chips someone could eat in their mom's basement, and what chips do you think Lamont eats in his dad's basement? That's a good question. I think they basically are eating, the cheapest store-bought chips they can find. Store brand chips is probably what they're eating. I bet Lamont and Ron, the shrink, both hang out in their mom's basement. Lance is in the house. Lance is ragging on him. Triforce Rich sent you a pic, Craig. Maybe Ron is Lamont's dad. And Brianna, the lovely Brianna's in the house, and she says, hello, everyone. And let me know, Bree, if you're going to call in and give folks some assistance on their physical training. These people might need a little bit of assistance on their physical training. Okay, let me see if I can find this. Okay, here's a link sent to me. Okay. Oh, that's what they made, that thing there? Is that what it is? That super cool thing? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. I think that's pretty cool. Can it fly and everything? That'd be cool. I'm down with that. Let's see. Maybe Lamont is Dr. Ron's patient. There you go. Carlos retracted a message, and Williams Watches says hello to Bree. And Lance says that Carlos, Ron probably isn't even a real doctor. Okay. Well, of course he isn't. All right, we're gonna look at some more pictures here, folks. Picture time. If you really want to get people bored, right, just start showing them pictures, right? It's like, when you got visitors and you start showing them some family pictures and they get totally bored. So here's the close-up of the strap, which we just looked at. I'm going to go through these pretty quick. There's another close-up of the strap. Another strap photo. Another strap photo. I just took these today because I sent them to the guy in Louisiana. There's that tool that picture, and with Carlos's link for his date with the ceramic sleeve. You saw that the other day. And there's a picture of the deployant clasp and all its 18 karat gold beauty. And there is another picture of that beauty. And there's the stunner when I went out to get some vitamin D with the stunner. Stunner alert, going out and getting some vitamin D. Look at that crystal, that curved crystal. Look how cool that is. Stunner alert. I love it. Look at the way that sun just kind of get that little star burst off of it. Look at that. Look at the way it catches the light. Can you imagine? And some yamoke, okay, some idiot, some troll on Facebook. I made some comment that he didn't like about the shutdown, right? I usually don't get involved in the politics on Facebook, but I made some comment that he didn't like. I think I said something about it doesn't spread outside. There's been 2 cases worldwide where people have caught it. Somebody's caught the thing from somebody else outdoors, right? It almost never happens, right? It's almost impossible to spread this thing outdoors. Now, if you grab a hold of something and then somebody else grabs that same thing and then touches their face, yeah, of course. But what I'm saying is if you don't have any interaction with them, but you're just outside and they're here and you're there and, you're 10 feet away from each other, you're not going to catch it, right? So I made some comment like that. And he's like, well, I'm not going to take medical advice from some photographer wearing a Rolex, right? And I responded to him. I said, in my latest profile pic, I'm not wearing a Rolex. I'm wearing a Grand Seiko SBGY 002, and I posted the photo of it, right? And he responded. He says, not my style. He says, that looks like my grandfather's watch. And I felt like replying to him and saying, well, by the way, you have no style. You know, I mean, here's this hipster, right, that doesn't have a clue. He says, I wear an Apple Watch and I can take a phone call with it. And I'm like, okay, fine. I didn't even respond to the guy. You know, I didn't even bother to tell him I have an Apple Watch too, you know, and all this. But I mean, people, you can't educate people like that. People like that have no clue how to dress. They have no clue about anything. They're a total freaking loser. You just can't, you can't help them. Some people just can't be helped. So I didn't even reply to his comment. I just said, okay, fine. I'll just move on. Meanwhile, I'm wearing the 18 karat gold stunner, and he's wearing his Apple Watch, and he's happy. That's good. That's fine. He can go with that. Let's see. Something, Carlos, if you believe so, then send Craig a pic. I don't know what pic that would be. Okay. What's everyone wearing? I got on the new Omega Seamaster Professional 300M. Let me tell you, what a watch. That punches way above its weight. There you go. Yeah, that was a beauty. That was a beauty. Beauty. But Durr, you didn't buy it from the Stevester. He's an Omega dealer. Come on, come on. You're referring everybody to him, but you must have gotten a really good deal or something. You probably like shanghaied somebody on that. That's okay. You got a really good deal. That's good. This is the time to get good deals. And Kevin's in the house. And he's wearing an SARB 033. Lance is in the house. After I finished working for Carlos, he'll give me the Explorer, and then I'll be off to med school. There you go. Absolutely. Planet Ocean on a rubber strap. I think that's too big a watch. I think the Planet Ocean is too big and bulky. What do you think, David? Is that really, really a comfortable watch on wrist, the Planet Ocean? Isn't that pretty big? Let us know in the chat. Triforce Rich says, good, Lance, and then you'll educate yourself on Gundam to be prepared for the future world. Okay, let's see. I have on my Oyster Perpetual 36 116000. Nice. Williams watches, nice. Send us a photo so we can show it. My name, CraigShipp@gmail.com, CraigShipp@gmail.com. And we will show that puppy. Try to have a nice physical picture of something. Okay, there. I got an unreal deal on the watch, and I tried to get the watch from Steve last time I was in Maryland, but he was having a hard time getting it on the bracelet. I'm sure you did get a good deal. This is the time to get good deals. Well done. But then again, you've got a date 8. Just wear the date 8, Durr. Come on, park those other watches. We got to do an intervention for Durr, right? We did an intervention for Lance the other day. We got to do one for Durr and just say, hey, basically, you got a freaking date 8. You got a 6-digit date 8, for gosh sakes. So what you got to do is get rid of all the other watches, get rid of all of them, every last one of them, and just wear the date 8 24/7. Just be like, I don't give a you-know-what, and just, go ahead and insure it if you're in rough areas a lot. Go ahead and insure it in case somebody steps to you. Yeah, I would just wear the date 8 all the time. That's what you could do. That would be a plan. Carlos says, Craig, I sent you a picture of the real thing that can save humanity. Okay. Is that the one we just saw, or is that a different one? Oh, let me go. Let me go here. Oh, cool. Okay, let's check it out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'd like a couple of those. Those are cool. Can it fly also? That'd be pretty cool if it can fly. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What else do we get here? Okay, I'll do that now, Craig. Okay, so he's going to send a picture of the OP. Camping tonight in a field in England wearing my Rolex Daytona my father gave me on his deathbed. Wow. A Daytona in the field. Cool. Steve, way to go. condolences on your dad, though. That's a tough one. My dad's still alive, and can't imagine him not being around. Okay, so let's look at some more photos of the stunner real quick. Oh, look at that. Look at the way that puppy's catching the light there. And look at the texture of that dial. Very difficult watch to photograph. And I wanted to get it out in the sun. I wanted it to get some vitamin D, because, you know, watches need a little bit of vitamin D now and again as well. It's not just us that needs the vitamin D. The watches need a little bit of that. So you guys got to get your watches out there and exercise them in the sun a little bit sometimes too. Let's see. World governments are building these right now, Craig. Yes, it can fly and will eventually be able to do space travel. There you go. That's cool. Yes, he can fly with a device that is not always fitted on. There you go. Just sent a couple of pics of the OP. Okay, we're going to take a look. Craig's dad is the man and does great food reviews. Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's good with a knife and fork. No doubt about that. He also interviewed the Bitcoin Meister, Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, on Bitcoin a couple years ago. That's one for the ages. Oh wow, look at this. Here's an Omega that Lance sent us. Now that is a good-looking piece. That is a good-looking piece. You're starting to come around now, Lance. You're starting to realize what a good-looking watch is. That's a good-looking piece. I'll grant you that. That's a good-looking one. Okay, now where's this Oyster Perpetual? Here it is. Here's the Oyster Perpetual. Let's pull this puppy up. And let me see if I can zoom in a little bit, because it's a little bit of a wide shot. See, okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. There's an Oyster Perpetual stunner. I like that. I like that dial too. That's a good looking piece. Yeah. Let's see, there's another. Well, the dial looks a totally different color in that picture. I wonder which is more realistic. But it's stunning either way. Either way, it's stunning. I like an OP. I like that. That's a 36 mil. I'm guessing that's a 36 mil. That is cool. There's robot mouse remind me of the old cartoon. Okay, Craig, I think it would be nice to have your dad on a live stream around Father's Day. That might be a good move. Nice Omega. Okay. Durr says that's a good looking Omega, but it probably came out before the microwave was invented. Let's see. Not large. 42 mil. You have seen it in person. They have others at 45 mil. Those are definitely large. 42 mil was like a 40. Okay, good. Also an older version, newer versions, quite a bit thicker than mine. Oh, good. Good move, David. Good move. Triforce Rich, Stifle has been drinking, and it's hilarious. Okay. The bracelet on those vintage Seamasters are beautiful. Yeah, it is. I like that. Williams watches, yes, 36 mil. Yeah, that is a cool one. I can Skype in. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and Skype in, lovely Bree, and give us your fitness tip of the day. Fitness tip. We'll see what the lovely Brianna has for us, guys. You guys can get in shape, okay? You can get in shape. This is your chance. Get ready. Triforce Rich, that's true. How did you know? Well, you know, yeah, he probably had at least a 50-50 chance. Sam, like, does Coinbase take a percentage of your money when you sell Bitcoin? When you sell a Bitcoin, do you transfer the cash direct to your bank account? What about the capital gains tax? First of all, I would not recommend you selling it. I'd recommend you holding it. But yes, you're going to have to pay capital gains tax. And yes, there is a small percentage for buying and selling. If you use Coinbase Pro, the amount that is charged is much less than using regular Coinbase. So you try to use Coinbase Pro. But yes, you're going to have to pay capital gains tax just like on anything else where you make money. So I would not sell it. I would just hold it. Buy it and hold it. That would be what I would do, and that's what I am doing. I sold some years ago, and I sold some in the 2017 run-up, but I regret that I had. I probably should have just kept it all, but yeah, I've sold some over the years, but I'm not selling anymore. I'm done with selling. I'm holding at this point. You are filled with banter today. It's obvious, but in a good way. Okay, the Durster. Craig, you should definitely have your dad on a stream sometime. Would love to meet him too sometime at an event in Maryland. He's down in North Carolina and he doesn't travel that much anymore. It's been a couple of years since he's been up here. He used to come up here and visit, but it's been a couple of years. And lately he's not shaving. He's got the hipster thing going on and all that. So, but yeah, maybe we'll try to have him Skype in to a show. We'll see if we can coordinate that. That's definitely a possibility. I talk to him almost every day. When I'm out walking, I'll call him. I got to try to get him between his naps. He does like to take a lot of naps. So, okay, I'll go back to the photos until Brianna calls in. We'll go back to a couple of photos here of the stunner because I hadn't showed you these. I uploaded these the other day and I never showed these when I went out and got some sun with the stunner. With the 002 stunner. See, some angles it almost looks black. The hand, that's that black polish, right? So it just depends. That one really got a sunburst on that one. And picked up a little bit of the blue on that second hand. Got a little bit of that blue showing up. It's hard to capture that in the photos. So, yeah. But that gold is it's just something to look at. It's just something to look at. And I don't care what these guys say about these gold stunners and about 904L steel being, exotic steel and all this stuff. I mean, look at that. Look at that gold. And you tell me that 904L is any kind of a exotic material compared to that. So, there you go. Does your dad wear a watch? I don't know if he is these days, but the first nice watch that I remember him having. Oh, there's Brianna calling in. We'll continue that in a moment. Let me make you full screen. And let me get my headset. And then I'll cut to the lovely Brianna. Okay, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Absolutely, I can hear you. And what are you doing today? What is your tip of the day for these folks that want to get fit and want to be like all that?
So today's an odd day. It is the 9th of May.
Mm-hmm.
So it is Arms Day.
Okay. So what
And
do you
so
do?
I do arm curling.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to show us?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, guys. This is what you got to do. You want to have some arms that are all that. Now wait, you do two, right? You do them alternating, don't you?
Well, I don't know where the other one is.
Oh, okay,
But
so you can only do one at a time now. Okay,
yeah.
all right, go ahead and do one. How much weight is that?
This is 10.
10 pounds, okay. All right, go ahead and do some more. I want to see your form here. See how you do this. 1. That's pretty good form. You're not swinging your back. You're keeping your elbow there. I mean, you're doing pretty good. And now, how many of those can you do before you really get tired?
About 30.
Well, you got to get more weight then, Bree.
Why?
Because you got to get more weight so that you can only do about 10 or 12, 10 or 15.
Oh, really?
If you can do that many that easily, then it's not enough weight.
Oh, okay. So I need to bring it up a little bit more.
Yeah. What did you say that was? 12? How much is that one? How many pounds?
No, it's just 10.
10. Okay. You got to go up to at least 15. Try 15.
Okay.
Try it at the gym. Can you still go to the gym or is the gym closed?
No, it's closed.
Okay.
Maybe order from online?
They also have weights at Walmart. Do you guys ever go to Walmart?
Yes, we do.
Because what I'm thinking is if you could try one before you buy it to make sure that
Oh, so I can just try it like at
you're
the
getting
store.
enough. Make sure you're getting enough weight, right?
Yeah.
Try it and just make sure that it's kind of you're really kind of working it. Okay. All right, folks. So
I mean,
that's your
yeah, it does. I
that's
mean,
your
I do feel like it's working
mhm.
whenever I do, 30, but
Yeah,
it has to,
yeah, but that's good. I mean, I do a lot of reps too, but you want to
yeah.
get a little more weight so that you can kind of work your way up a little bit. That's
Okay.
good. Okay, so how do folks? You're a content creator, and you're on Instagram and all over the place. How do folks support your content creation?
So you can go to the website briefitdance.com
Mm-hmm.
and find all the links to all the platforms,
Okay.
social media platforms, especially the Patreon one.
Okay. And you
Uh,
can become a Patreon and support you every month. And it
yeah,
starts at only $5.
yeah, 5. Sometimes I post, well, I think frequently I've been posting public ones,
Mm-hmm.
so you can see that easily.
And sometimes you post private ones for just Patreons.
Yeah, I try to do it every day so they're happy and satisfied.
Okay. Well, there you go, folks. So go to briefitdance.com, briefitdance.com, and become a Patreon. And
Yeah, I would appreciate it.
you can also get a lot more fitness tips. You can really get into shape. Don't,
Oh yeah.
here's the thing with fitness tips. You want to take tips from somebody that's in pretty good shape. You don't want to take, tips from somebody who could actually
Right,
use.
because it means that they're not working at it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So there you go. And the lovely Bree is working at it. All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you very much for calling in. And
Okay,
you're
thank you.
always welcome to call in and give us a fitness tip
All right.
because it's very important to be fit these days. That's how you fight this thing that's out there is by being
Yeah.
fit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, young lady. I'll show your website next.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Take care. That's a
You too.
quick little word from the lovely Brianna. The lovely Brianna. And let me show you her website just so you know, brieffitdance.com. That's the URL, brieffitdance.com. And you just scroll down and you'll find the links where you can help support the lovely Brianna, just like that. All right, take these headsets off. You don't need that. Let's see. Lower weight, higher reps, tones muscle. Heavier weights, less reps, builds muscle. Yeah, exactly. And I think that if she gets to the point where she's doing like 15 reps or so, and it's kind of working her to get to that, I think that'll be a good compromise. I'm doing more reps myself now. I'm using 25-pound dumbbells for my alternate curls, and I do 50 with each arm. I do alternating curls. So I do 50 with each arm, and I do at least 3 sets of 50, and then I do a bonus set where maybe I only do 40 or something. But that's what I'm doing because I'm more in a maintenance situation. I'm not trying to build any more bulk. I'm just trying to maintain, and I don't want to injure myself. I mean, when you're pushing yourself with heavier weight, that's where you will tend to, injure yourself, especially if you're older. So I'm doing more reps, and I'm more in a maintenance situation. But I think Bree can, since she's doing 30 pretty easily, I think she can up that weight a little bit and be good. Let's see. Okay. Don't believe the government propaganda. Have to really research to find this. Okay. Maybe GS is behind Gundam. Okay. Okay, we're still on this Gundam thing. Okay. Williams watches, thank you at Bree Fit Dance. Well, there you go. Absolutely. That's a good solid tip she just gave. Williams watches Craig. I sent a pic of the OP in the sun so you can see its dial color in the sun too. It changes in all lighting environments. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see. Let's go back to the pictures here. And Steve sent some pictures too. So let me show these pictures first. There is Daytona camping, a steel and gold Daytona. How cool is that? And there's the campsite. Oh, look how cool that is. Absolutely. Abso-positively-lutely. Let's see what else we got going on. Let's look at this OP in the sun. See if I can get this to load in. Let's see what we got. Oh, there we go. There she blows. Yeah, that looks cool. I think it's cool. I think that's a good all-arounder. And somebody said, geez, these people with their comments and their silly opinions. What's with an opinion, folks? Anyway, they said, you can't wear that 002 as an all-arounder. It doesn't have the date on it. You have to have the date on a watch to use it as an all-arounder. I almost never use my watch to determine the date. I got it on my computer. I've got it on my phone. I certainly don't need the watch to determine the date. Now, I don't want to look at my phone to get the time. People say, well, I don't need a watch. I can just look at the phone. I don't want to fumble with my phone every time I want to know the time, but I can certainly fumble with my phone if I need to know the date. That's not that often that I need to know the date, especially now that we're in quarantine. Every date's the same, right? It's not like I have a mortgage I need to pay on the first of the month, right? I don't have one, so I don't have to worry about what day it is. But in any event, I think this 002 Stunner could absolutely be an all-arounder. What do you guys think? Is that a little bit extreme? Is that extreme to wear this spring drive Stunner as a daily piece? As a daily all-arounder? What do you think? Is that a little bit extreme? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Oh, my dad. You asked about my dad's watch. One of the early cool watches that I can remember was when they came back from a trip to Japan. My dad had a 33 jewel Seiko with a really cool bracelet on it. It was like a fairly high-end Seiko at the time, 33 jewels, I'll never forget. And he also brought the Bellamatic for me. And I think I was like, I don't know, 12 years old at the time or something, 12 or 13 years old. And I loved that Bellamatic, but it had an integral bracelet on it. And that's why to this day I hate integral bracelets, because finally the bracelet failed and it was really hard to do anything about it because it had a proprietary integral bracelet. And so don't get me started on integral bracelets. But that was such a cool watch, that Bellamatic. And his 33 jewel, it was gorgeous. And those were the first, like, pretty decent watches that I ever came in contact with. So, yeah. And that was probably around 1970 or so, something like that. Could you all finish the story about your Pop's watches? Okay, there, I just did that. Carlos, did you guys have Speed Racer in Spain? Nice camping photos. Yes, they were. Thanks, Craig. I love it. Use my OP for every day and my day just at night. I'm getting a day date next for my weekend wear. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, if you get a day date, you might want to just wear that all the time. You might get spoiled with that day date. Steve says, thank you. Social distancing in a field near my house. Okay. Craig, I think you should just do a 2-watch rotation. No need for the gold every day, even though you could, says Triforce Rich. Yeah. it just loves being on my wrist. It feels so nice and comfortable. I mean, it's amazing on wrist. Craig, are the indices on the 002 also made of yellow gold? Yes. As far as I know, they are yellow gold. Yeah, let's take a closer look. I believe they're yellow gold, and as are the hands. I believe that to be the case. Grand Seiko is not very good about providing details like that. So, but I believe they are. Maybe somebody can do some independent research to find out if my belief is true. I can't even figure out if the strap is alligator or not. So that's how little information I'm able to get. If you get the date 8, you could not be wearing your date just. At least it was what happened to me. There you go. Do they make an 18 karat gold date just? Yes, they did come out with an 18 karat gold date just. They're harder to find than date 8s. And a lot of times they had the Jubilee bracelet. And again, you got to watch out for stretch in those bracelets. That's an issue with the Jubilee, just like it is with the older president bracelet. And there's a couple more pictures of the stunner. The stunner when we went out to get some vitamin D. I'll go out tomorrow. Tomorrow it's supposed to be real nice here. I'll go out and get some vitamin D. I'll go for a hike up on the mountain. And I might take the 002. I might take the 002 up on the mountain. What do you guys think about that? Taking the 002 stunner up on the mountain. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I used to have the vice president. I believe some vintage date just were made in 18 karat gold. Yes, exactly. And I don't know. I know they made the oyster perpetual dates in 14 karat gold. I don't know if they ever made the date just in 14 karat gold. It's possible they did. But at some point they transitioned from 14 to 18 and they stopped making anything out of 14 karat gold. And I'm not sure exactly when that transition happened. Do the oyster bracelets ever stretch? Yes, some of the older ones will get some stretch. Yeah, some of the older ones you got to watch it. Yeah, I think any bracelet can stretch, especially the way Rolex does it, because they use the screws, and the screws are fixed. They don't rotate. They don't float. And so that center link rubs on that screw, and the screw is generally harder material than the link itself, and so the link will wear. That hole through the, it'll elongate, right? It'll become like oval shaped. It'll wear. And that's how you get that stretch, as far as I know. That's how that happens. So, Triforce Rich says, I'm walking right now. It's amazing. Feel so much better getting some sun. There you go. Now, only date just 18 karat on ladies' sizes. Yeah. So I guess they stopped offering that. Yeah. The all gold. They just offer the steel and gold. Let's see. The older ones do not so much, the newer ones, but if you wear your watch hard every day, even a modern Rolex bracelet will stretch a little. There you go. I can feel it. By the way, now I can walk a bit in my gated community. There you go. Well, that's a good start. All right, let's look at a couple more pictures, and then we're going to wrap this. My gosh, we've been going an hour and 20 minutes. Let's look at a couple more pictures real quick here. Oh, I like that one. Let's keep that one on the screen a little bit. That looks pretty stunning. If I do say so myself. Very clean dial with just the GS and the Grand Seiko and just spring drive, no date, and just 3 hands there. I mean, I just think that's very classic, very, very clean design. Craig, it's your voice tone. It's fabulous. What part of the USA is it from? Well, thank you, Steve. That's very nice of you to say. I'm from the Mid-Atlantic region. I was born in Bethesda, Maryland. And so generally speaking, we don't have an accent here. We don't have really a northern accent, a southern accent. We're kind of like in no accent land. And so most people that you will hear like on the evening news or anything like that, most of them will have no real accent. And that's what they want for broadcast television and things like that. They generally don't want somebody that has an accent. So you'll very rarely hear somebody with a southern accent. Now, Dave Ramsey is kind of like the exception where, and they told him when he started in radio that, oh, you'll never go anywhere in radio, you sound too southern. And against all odds, he has been a tremendous success, but he's the exception to the rule. Most people that are successful on radio or TV have pretty much no accent. And so that's what they look for. They don't have like a New York accent. They don't have a Southern accent. They don't, they just don't have an accent. And so that's pretty much what they want. Lance is in the house and he says, Craig, what do you think about micro rotor movements, universal Genève? Yeah, I don't think there's a need for to go that way. I think we can pass on those. Great show again tonight, Craig, and everyone. Williams watches with a thumbs up. All right, we're going to wrap on that note. We're going to wrap this puppy up, and we will try to be back again tomorrow. We'll do our best. We'll do our best. And Williams watches says, I do really like your gold GS, then your GMT. I like your diver, but the GS divers are just a little large for me. I don't find the bigger watches comfy. I hear you, but I'll tell you one advantage to that 231, the one on the left, is that titanium really does make it wear more like a 40 mil diver. It really does wear, and the way the lugs are designed and the bracelet and everything, it really does wear more comfortable than you would think, being a watch as big as it is. You kind of have to try it. But after having said that, I'm telling you the 002 is the most comfortable watch I've ever worn. This thing just, it's like it's not even on my wrist. It's just floating there. And this leather is very soft and compliant, and it just, it feels great on the wrist. So anyhow, that's the deal. Let's take one last look at that puppy while I wrap this puppy up. Thank you all for tuning in.